Hello students, today we are going to study the new chapter, that is the production as well as the cost. We know that both the consumer as well as the producers are required for the smooth functioning of an economy. Smooth functioning of the economy. Previous chapters are related to the consumption or consumer. This chapter is related to the production or behavior of the producer, that it is explaining. So here this production is an important economic activity. It is an important economic activity. Production is done by the producer. Production is done by the producer, that is output is produced by the producer or by the firm. In the production function, producers are using the different inputs. These inputs are also called as the factors of production. These inputs are also called as the factors of production. What are those factors of the production? That is land, labor, capital, organization, technology. All these are the different types of the factors of the production. When a producer using these factors of the production, he is making the payment in the form of the what? Money. And these are called as the rewards for the factors of the production. What are these rewards? Land gets rent, labor gets wages, capital gets interest, organizer will get the profit. What is profit? Profit is nothing but the difference between the revenue as well as the cost. Revenue as well as the cost, that is called as the profit. So here firm or the producer are producing the output. The output produced by the producer is used by the consumer. It is used by the consumer for the consumption purpose. So this is about the introductory part. Next, move to the meaning of the production. What is meant by the production? Production means production is a process. Production is a process by which inputs are transferred. Inputs are transferred or converted into output. Inputs are transferred into the output. That is called as the production. That is called as the production. For example, how to explain this? Here, production of shoes. This is called as the output. Shoes production is an output. In this production, producer is using inputs. What are the various inputs he is using? Land, labor, capital, leather, machineries. He is using. These are called as the inputs. By using these inputs, he is producing the output, that is the shoes. So that is called as the production. Production means it is a process in which inputs are converted, transferred into the output. Along with it, there are services are there. Like, for example, service of a doctor, teacher, lawyer. These are the examples for the production in services. These are the examples for the production in services. Next one is production function. What is meant by the production function? Production function is technological relationship between. It is a technological relationship between physical input and physical output by a firm or of a firm. So what is production function? Production function is a technological relationship between physical input and physical output of a firm is called as production function. Here, this production function explain What it explains? It explains the relationship between factors of production and quantity of output. It explains the relationship between that is the factors of production and quantity of the output. So here it is written as, how to write this production function? Production function can be written as Q is equal to, what is Q stands for? Q stands for output. Q is equal to function of R, N, K, O. Production is dependent upon these factors, that is R, land, labor, capital, organization. For time being, in this discussion, we are using only two factors, only two inputs we are using. What are those inputs? Labor as well as the capital. So therefore, I can write as Q is equal to, output is equal to function of N and K. N stands for labor, K stands for capital. So this is about the production function. Now, move to the next important concept, that is the isoquants. Isoquants. In previous chapter, we had discussed about the IC curves, indifference curves. This indifference curve is related to the consumption, whereas isoquant is related to the production. So, just go through the difference between the isoquant as well as the IC curve. So, what is isoquants? Isoquant means it is a set of all possible. It is a set of all possible combination of the two inputs. Combination of the two inputs that yield the same level of the output. That yield the same level of the output. That is maximum level of the output. That is called as the isoquants. That is called as the isoquant, and it is related to the production. So here, what is isoquants? Isoquant is the set of possible combination of the two inputs that yield the same level of the output. That is called as the isoquant. How to explain this now? For example, a firm is using two inputs. What are those two inputs? Here, in this diagram, I have taken the labor as well as the capital. Here, when firm is using two inputs, labor as well as the capital. First combination, that is, in first combination, more of the capital is, that is, K2. More of the capital is used and less of the labor is used. That is, K2 of the capital and L1 of the labor is used. By using these two combinations, this combination, A combination, gives the output. What it gives the output. Q1 is denoted by, that is the output. Output is how much? Take for example, 100 units of the output is yield. And for again, one more combination, that is the second combination. By reducing the capital from K2 to K1 and increasing the labor. This is the second combination. That is K1 of the capital and L2 of the labor. What is the output? Output is again 100 units of the output. Means what? This is on the same IQ curve. It is same on, that is by change in the capital, reduction in the capital, increase in the labor, the output remains the same. There is no change in the output. Output remains the same. A firm can increase the output. How it can increase the output? By changing the variable factor. What is that? By changing the variable factor. Here, firm is not going to increase or decrease the capital. Capital remains the same. Then what it is going to change? It is going to change the variable factor, that is the labor. Capital remains the fixed. That is fixed factor of production. What is going to change then? Labor is going to change from N2 to N3. This is A combination, this is a B combination. By increasing the labor, output is increased. Output is increased to Q2. Output is increased to Q2. So, this is Q1 and this is a Q2. Output has increased. That is called as the isoquant. So, this is about the isoquant. How to write this in the examination? This question is there for the 4 marks. So, here write it like this. So, on OX axis we are measuring the representing the labor. OY axis representing the capital. IQ1, IQ2, IQ3 are the different outputs. These are the different outputs. IQ is IQ. IQ means what? It is the equal product curve. IQ is the equal product curve. What is equal product curve? This it is at the various level of the possible combination of the two inputs that yield the same level of the output is shown in the isoquants. So it means any point on the IQ, any point on the IQ gives the same, gives or yield the same level of the output. Same level of the output, that is the, take for example 100. Same level of the output, that is called as the isoquant. That is called as the isoquant. Here, firm is using K2 of the capital and L1 of the labor. L1 of the labor. Then it is intercepting at point A. Means what? It is producing 100 units of the output. Then by reducing the capital, he is going to increase the another factor, that is the labor. It is intersect at point B. B combination is again on the IQ1. Means what? Any point on this IQ shows the same level of the output. Again, there is no change in the, that is by reduction in the capital, that is K1, he is going to change the variable input. What variable input? We cannot change the capital, but what he is going to change? That is the variable input. That is, he is going to increase the labor from N2 to N3. When he is increasing the labor, keeping the capital fixed. One more point I have shown, that is the C. It shows it is on the higher IQ. It is on the higher IQ. Means what? Output has been increased. It is on the higher IQ. Means what? Output has increased by change in the variable factor by changing the variable factor. So IQ curve is negative sloping. It is, the curve is negative slope. What it means? If one factor is more used, another factor will be less used. To produce any output, one factor is less used and one factor is used more. So therefore it is a negative slope. This is about the IQ, that is the ISO concept. Next concept we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.